Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are, no matter what time it is when you're watching. Hey friend, and welcome to my channel. And if you're an old friend, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Lewks in the Library. Now, if you didn't watch the last one, where we left off was super juicy. It was a plot twist. We left off with her finding out that her ex-best friend had a kid with her late husband after trying to conceive herself for years and years and years. Cannot wait to get into that. But before I do, I want to go ahead and talk about the palette we're going to use today. I'm going to be doing the Sunset Blush Challenge. So I'm going to keep the look very natural and muted. So we're going to be using the In the Buff palette from Beats by Deb. I also finally got my hands on this LYS. So I'm going to be using the contour stick, and the shade I got was Courage. As far as the blush, I'll be using these three from Milk. The shades are Swerve for the orange, Flip for the pink, and then for the gold, the color is Strobe. Now, I'm also doing a collab currently with Key, who's literally always here. Has only missed one episode of Lewks in the Library. So if we can figure out how to do it right, I'm gonna put her like in the corner area right here. But if you're ready, so am I. Let's get it started.
Hey y'all, it's me, it's Key. I hope y'all ready for this episode because we're so excited, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels because this will not be this is the first, but it won't be the last. Okay, but let's get into it. We ready for this? I know y'all chest was thumping on that last episode, so let's really get into it. Yeah,
Absolutely. All right, so now we both ready. Now we're gonna get into it.
We gonna get into it.
So last thing before we get started, if you did not notice, we are both wearing the same hat, which can be found on where, Kimani? Where can they find
Crafted Contours.
Upper.
Period.
You can either, under Key's comments, ask her about it. Under my comments, ask me about it. Eventually, Crafted Contours, we're trying to get them to come on YouTube, but we gonna get it one day. But either way, the hats are giving. Don't be jealous. Buy one. Let's start the story.
Gonna come in my motherfucking house and try to steal secrets? Well, take that! She shouted at me as I fell into what seemed like an asthma attack. You ain't right, I cried. Your ass ain't right. Why would you do that to me? All these years, and this how you knew me? Hurricane-like tears fell out of my eyes, and all I wanted to do was just fall out and die. Lord, this was just too much to handle. Why are you doing this to me, God? Oh, and another motherfucking thing. Your ass may not have had a child, but guess what, bitch? Clarence sure did have one. By me. And her name is Sade. I gasped. You're lying. Stop it. Nope, not lying. Bitch, I still got the DNA test. Stop it. Just stop it. Panicking, the walls began to close in and dizziness overcame me. Bitch, fuck you. Just get the hell up out of my house. Clarence wouldn't dare. Baby, Clarence was lying to you. The reason why he couldn't have babies with your ugly, raggedy ass is because after he got pregnant with me, he got a vasectomy. Now get the hell up out of my house, she bellowed. As
Alexa,
she pointed
pause.
Ooh. No, y'all. This is crazy.
No.
You.
First of all, press pause. Your thing is moving, so at one point I had just your eyebrows.
I'm screaming.
But second, after all these years, I'm talking about decades, she's been trying to have a kid. To find out that he had a vasectomy, you can't even punch him because he's dead.
He's dead.
Gone. Crisp in peace. Because you ain't go to glory. Amen. All right. Alexa, Play.
The staircase toward the door. Those words instantly triggered me. Everything around me turned red. You fat bitch, I'ma kill you. I didn't know what came over me, but without hesitation, I lunged at Alice and pushed her down the staircase.
Ooh!
She screamed as her body tumbled down the long staircase. Everything happened instantaneously, and before I had a chance to process everything, she was down on the floor. She didn't move at all. Still standing at the top of the staircase, reality set back into my mind, and I saw Alice sprawled out near the foyer. Alice! Alice! I cried out as I quickly made my way down the stairs. However, as soon as I got close enough to her, I saw she had a puddle of blood leaking from her head.
Oh my God.
Oh no, Alice! Wake up! Oh Lord, Lord, Lord! Wake up, baby!
So you can successfully kill your
Part 2,
best friend.
Chapter 18. Vernita. I kept screaming to the top of my lungs as I panicked seeing Alice on the floor, her body completely motionless. Baby, my body was filled with so much heightened terror. I didn't know what came over me. The moment her ass hit me with that bombshell revelation, I was just compelled to attack her. But I really didn't mean to push her down the stairs. It all just happened so quickly. Continuing to look at her laid out on the floor, my entire body shivered, and if I didn't get myself together, I was going to be laid out on this floor too. I had it in me to call 911, but something stopped me.
Ooh.
Something told me not to do it. Just leave. Get the hell out. I ran over to the living room couch, grabbed my purse and keys, and then flew back into the foyer.
Oh no, this is crazy.
She still wasn't moving. Alice, wake up! I yelled one more time, but the voice in my head told me to just leave. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and then stormed out of the house. I hopped in Paulette, then took off.
Alexa, pause. So, please. You tried to kill your ignorant youngin' and gave him good rest. But
so for everybody over here who hasn't heard the story, just in case. So she was married to some man, and he was basically abusive, but she tried to kill him with some blood pressure medicine. That man went to sleep, woke back up, said,
good rest.
The best rest I've ever had. And went about his business and got some other young girl pregnant and left her. Now, that's why I said so you can successfully kill your best friend, but you can't kill the trifling man. Okay.
And then you pushed her down the stairs. And this whole time, before I knew this part, I'm thinking, she's saying, yeah, I'm hearing this voice in my head. Okay, that's the voice of the Lord telling you to do right. That voice is not of God. That voice is not of my Lord, not my Howard Christ. That's Satan. Because who told you? The voice told you first, tell her. You tell her and then you kill her. And the voice is like, all right, time to get going. Dust.
Yes, and the reason why she killed her best friend, well, she manslaughter really, because she wasn't trying to kill her. But the reason why this happened in the first place is because she told the best friend that the guy that the best friend's currently seeing, she used to
engage to
on some cruise.
Engaged to.
They didn't date him or anything, really just, fooled around with him on some cruise. But she didn't even know that was the guy until she seen the guy at the hospital. The friend was in the hospital. She seen the guy in the hospital. So she went to the friend's house after she got out of the hospital and told her. And the friend told her, well, watch this. My child is actually your husband's child, the husband that was dead. Because she's been married twice now. The original husband, the first husband.
The OG husband.
Dead. The OG husband.
Also, your listeners. And then she only slept with him because of her medication.
Right, and she only slept with the guy and every other guy after her husband because she's been on some medication that was supposed to be for her restless leg syndrome. Whole time the It has so many side effects, y'all. It gave her a tumor, a whole bunch of things. Please go follow up on this story on Shhhhh's page, y'all. Y'all really got to get all the details.
All of the details.
When I say outrageous, outrageous. But we just had to give you some more backstory because I know this sounds outrageous. But let's get back into it.
Alexa, play.
Tears swam down my face and my hands were shaking so bad that I couldn't even hold tight to the steering wheel. If I didn't get my shit together, I was going to lose control over this car and crash. I just couldn't believe this. I killed my best friend. I pushed her to her death. Oh, Lord. Traffic was somewhat heavy, but suddenly I swerved over to the side of Lakeshore Drive and began sobbing uncontrollably. Lord, why? Why, Lord?
Please.
I killed my friend, Lord.
Where is her
I
Oscar?
killed her. Pounding the steering wheel, I just had it in me to swerve the car back into traffic and let someone hit me. I had to die. This was just too much for me to handle. I was ready to go. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it right now. I snapped, instantly checking myself back into reality. Get it together. Fuck that hoe.
Ooh.
She fucked your man and had a baby by him. Fuck him and fuck her.
And then
Go
vasectomy.
fuck my motherfucking husband and have a baby by him? Bitch, you got me fucked up. Fuck that. Die, bitch.
Ooh.
I kept punching the steering wheel until my knuckles became red and tender. If I didn't stop, I was going to give myself arthritis, and I didn't even have no reefer back at the house to alleviate the pain.
Reefer is
Fuck it. She did me wrong.
Mm.
I did what I had to do, goddammit. As cars flew by me on the highway, this weird calm suddenly came over me. Fuck it. It is what it is. She should have never fucked with me. The pulsing anxiety running through my veins and nerves dissipated, and I made my way back onto the highway. A good 10 minutes later, I made it back home. As soon as I parked, I dashed into my house, went straight to my bedroom, and collapsed into the bed. I had to get everything that happened out of my mind. Trying my best to squeeze my eyes shut, I just focused on the darkness I now saw. But the more I tried to blink everything out of my mind, the more I kept seeing flashes of what happened. I really pushed her down those stairs and watched her possibly bleed to death. Everything from what she told me about her and Clarence to me pushing her down the stairs kept firing off in my mind. Some minutes later, after realizing I wasn't going to be able to sleep off all of this craziness, I shot up out of the bed and began to manically pace my floor. I was never a nail-biter, but now I had both of my hands in my mouth. Shaking uncontrollably, I had it in me to just call 911 and head back over to Alice's place. But if I did that, I just knew I was going to end up in jail for murder. Ain't no way in hell I was going to jail, though. I'd be damned. As those dreadful moments kept replaying in my mind, I tried to reconcile within myself that I didn't mean to do that. It was just impulse. She made me do it. She didn't have to say any of that shit. Why would she tell me something so crazy like that and not expect me to react in such a way? I mean, anybody would have had the same reaction, right?
Yep.
Could you imagine if your best friend told you out of the blue one day she slept with your husband? And even worse, she then told you she got pregnant by him, knowing good and goddamn well you couldn't get pregnant? That fat bitch had me all the way fucked up. And the more I ruminated on how everything went down, the more I realized I was justified in doing what I did. She made me do it. I told her to calm her ass down, but she kept egging me on.
I probably
Although tears of guilt began to escape from the corners of my eyes, I wiped them away with the absolute quickness. Fuck Alice, fuck Clarence, and fuck Sade. Yeah, fuck them all, goddammit. I don't even give a good goddamn. Fuck them all.
Well,
Right in hell, bitch. I roared so loudly that my voice probably pierced the walls right into my neighbor's house, but I didn't give a fuck anymore. I did what I had to do. Still shivering, I realized I needed to take me a hot-ass bath to cool my nerves. So I rushed over into my bathroom to get a bath going. However, Before I got my bath started, I stood still for a moment, my finger tapping my chin. A sudden thought came over me. As I stood thinking about it, I probably needed to get me some reefer and some liquor to knock me the hell out. I hadn't got drunk or high in a minute, but Lord knows I needed something right now to get this crazy shit out of my mind.
You're gonna need something a little strong.
I ran the hot water in my tub and threw in some Epsom salt and lavender. Then I marched back into my room to call up the young boy who used to sell me reefer. I grabbed my phone out of my pocket and hoped that I still had Hakeem's number locked in my phone. Lo and behold, after scrolling through my contacts, I landed on his name. Thank God. But just as I was about to dial his number, my phone began vibrating and I saw Sade's name flash across the screen. My eyes exploded with fear as I knew what she was calling me about. Had to be about her no-good-ass trifling mama who I just pushed to death. I hesitated to answer the phone because I didn't know if I was quite prepared to hear what she was going to tell me. I already knew what she was going to say. I found my mama dead. I just knew she was going to be crying and carrying on, and then I would have to pretend like I had no idea what happened. Gripping the phone hard, I suddenly became filled with rage, and all I could hear sounding off in the back of my head was Alice telling me how she fucked Clarence and got pregnant by him. Worst of all, the bitch calling me right now was his motherfucking child. I just had it in me to explode and throw my phone against the wall, not caring that it would break into a million pieces. The phone kept vibrating. Fuck it, I grumbled to myself and then answered it. I quickly threw on a fake smile and said, "Hey girl, what's going on?" "Hey, Miss Vanita," she sobbed. She must have found her mammy laid out on that floor.
Mammy is crazy.
My heart began to beat fast and I clasped my chest to anticipate what she was about to tell me. Her cries echoed into my ear, and at any second I just knew what her ugly ass was going to tell me. "What's wrong? Why do you sound like that?" "Mama, it's about my mama. She.
Where is her Oscar?
Chapter 19.
Calm
down, Sade. What's wrong?
Alexa, pause. She said, and I quote, "Mama, it's about my mama." Chapter 19.
You were so stupid. I'm screaming. Continue.
Give me my Oscar, my Emmy, a Tony.
Please.
No? All right. Play.
Mama is cutting me out of her will.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Suddenly I became confused.
I'm gonna put you on this
I
side.
went silent and my mind was drawing many blanks. What are you talking about? I just came back from my mama's house and she and I had a huge fight. She told me she's cutting me off and that I won't be in her will no more because she said I don't know how to act right. Ever since she got with Lamar, she's been acting funny. I didn't know what to think at the moment, but I had to play along as if I was truly concerned about what Sade was telling me. What happened? What did you all get into a fight about? So many questions began to fill my mind. Because how in the hell did she just get off the phone with her mama when I was just over there and I pushed the woman to her death?
Right.
Sade cleared her throat and began to explain what happened, but then I interjected. Wait a minute. You just came from over your mama's place? Yeah, she was so nasty to me. I ain't did nothing to piss her off.
Wait.
Shaking my head, I paced my floor wondering.
Pause. No,
She pushed down the stairs.
No, she stopped. Remember, she stopped taking the pills. She's now seeing a therapist, and she's on antidepressants.
Okay.
So either she's tripping or something's off with the daughter.
Right.
The daughter's tripping too. Let's get into it. Alexa, play. Play.
Was really going on. But then I thought to myself that perhaps this entire time I had been hallucinating. Did I even leave my damn house? Sade, what time is it? It's noon. Why? Sade replied, then quickly asked, is everything okay, Vernita? You sound kind of under the weather. I'm sorry I called you, but I just needed to vent and I wanted to see if you could talk to Mama for me. I don't know what's come over her. It's like I feel like Lamar is putting a lot of ideas in her head. I'm fine, I think, I replied. I just think this medicine I've been taking lately is messing with me.
Again.
Oh, child. I must have dozed off or just woke up and didn't even realize it. Nervousness came over me as I began to twitch all over. Lord. Why were all of these medications messing with me? I just had to pinch myself just to make sure I wasn't caught up in another crazy hallucination. I glanced over at my alarm clock sitting on my nightstand, just to confirm it was truly noon, as Sade said. If that was the case, I was still scheduled to go meet up with Alice. And lo and behold, it was noon. I slapped my forehead, mumbling, Lord Jesus, I need to go to a doctor. Sade, look, I'm supposed to be going over there soon anyway. I'll talk to her to get a rundown of why she's acting this way. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Vernita. I really appreciate it. You already know how I feel about my mama, and I would never do anything to disrespect her. All right now, child. Just relax, and I'm going to see if I can really figure out what's going on. I hope this man ain't influencing your mama to make crazy decisions.
Oh, you mean the man who wanted to move her to the Bahamas?
Vernita. If you need anything, just let me know. Okay, I will. Once we hung up, I threw my phone on the bed, then stormed into the bathroom. I'd be damned if I was going to let these pills make me go crazy all over again. So without hesitation, I quickly opened up my medicine cabinet, took down every pill bottle I had, and emptied everything into the sink. I ran the faucet and made sure the gushing sink water washed down every single pill. I had enough. I truly did. I'd be damned if I was going to end up in some mental hospital. Feeling a bit apprehensive, I rushed back into my bedroom and dialed up Dr. Jackson. Once I got her on the phone, I was going to tell her everything that happened. Hey, Vernita, Dr. Jackson answered. How's it going? I wasn't expecting to hear from you until our session. Is everything okay? Dr. Jackson, everything is not okay. I just had one of them crazy hallucinations. What happened? I made my way over to my bed and sat down on the edge as I began to shiver once again. I'm feeling very funny and I've been having these weird cold chills. In the hallucination, I went over to my friend's place and she told me some nasty stuff. Then I pushed her to her death. Oh no. Are you at home right now, Vernita? Yes, I am. And have you left your house? No, I haven't. Are you sure? I'm quite sure. I just got off the phone with my friend's daughter, and she told me she had just spoken to my friend. So I know I had to be hallucinating. I explained to her as I sat on the bed rocking back and forth. I was an absolute mess. Okay, well, stop taking the medication, and in the meantime, I'm going to seek out some alternatives to help manage your anxiety and leg twitches. I don't want no more of this stuff. No more, Dr. Jackson. I can't be walking around here like a crazy woman. I don't ever want to have any types of thoughts like that ever again. Vernita, just try to relax. I think we also need to consider whether or not it's the medicine causing you to have these hallucinations. Also, now that you are older, we might want to consider booking you an appointment with a neurologist to screen you for Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease.
Ooh.
The type of psychotic hallucination you had sometimes is a symptom of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. I didn't like the sound of any of what she was telling me. Parkinson's. Alzheimer's. It just seemed like any time I had any issue and I spoke with these doctors, they were quick to diagnose me with some other shit. I done had enough of it. I ain't got time to be fooling around with you doctors. Every time something goes wrong with me, y'all want to say I got this and I got that. I'm sick of this shit. Oh no, Vernita, please, just calm down. Dr. Jackson tried to soothe my concerns, but like I said, I wasn't here for any of that bullshit today. I threw away that medicine, and I bet you in a few days I'm gonna be fine. Watch and see.
Alrighty.
I understand, Vernita. I completely understand. Sometimes some of these medicines can have really crazy side effects, but please do understand that not all medicine is like this. It's necessary for a lot of people. Dr. Jackson tried to explain, but once again, I just wasn't feeling anything she was gonna say. Look, baby girl, you might be a doctor, but Jesus is my real doctor, and he writes out all of my prescriptions. I'ma stop taking this bullshit and just let my body and mind heal from this foolishness. Okay, well, am I going to still see you in a few days for your appointment? Dr. Jackson asked. I'm gonna have to think about it. I hung up the phone. These damn doctors had me all the way fucked up if they thought I was gonna let these medicines continue to poison my mind. I needed a really stiff drink right now, so I stormed out of my bedroom and into my kitchen to see if I at least had a bottle of something hiding away. Searching cabinet after cabinet, I couldn't find anything. Damn it, I grunted, but just settled on drinking some iced tea I had in the fridge. Once I managed to soothe my nerves, I went back into my bathroom and took a long hot shower before I headed over to Alice's place. Child, I was just so relieved to know that that was all a hallucination. Before I hopped in the shower, though, I had to confirm once again I wasn't trapped in one of my crazy manic moments. I sent Alice a text message just to confirm if she was still fine with us meeting up this afternoon. Within seconds, she replied back, and joy instantly filled my heart.
Woo!
Thank God, I gasped, wiping my brow clear of anxious sweat beads. After I got out of the shower, I threw on a light outfit, put on some makeup, and then made my way outside. It was such an extremely pleasant day, and I was so relieved that none of that crazy hallucination was actually real.
But what if it is?
I didn't even know if I had it in me to snap like that. I hopped in my car, hit the highway,
And she just been
and some
hallucinating
minutes later
from
I
jail?
got off 35th Street. As I made my way down the street, from afar I could see that Alice's block had been cut off by a plethora of cop cars, a fire truck, and an ambulance. Damn it.
Put the brush down.
Someone must have gotten shot or killed. I really wished Alice would get out of this neighborhood. Although Bronzeville was on the up and up, these young men around here were still up to no good. They would get the hell up out of Chicago.
I'm not doing nothing else.
Speaking of Mr. Lamar, I still had it in me to tell Alice the full truth about the brief sexual relationship I had with that man. However, something told me to just keep everything to myself. That hallucination was all too real, and the last thing I wanted was for her to drop something crazy on me, then make me snap. It was just so funny, though, how the mind could play tricks on you. Baby, let me tell you something. Clarence and I may not have had the best sex, but I knew one thing for sure. Clarence would never have slept around on me. My nookie was too good and he knew it. And when he was alive, he often made side jokes about Alice's appearance and weight. I used to have to chastise him for talking about my friend, but he couldn't help but always make slick comments about her. As I got closer to Alice's house, a policeman was standing guard directing traffic to go around. A small line of cars formed at the intersection, and as I peered closely, I noticed that the cop cars and ambulance were all surrounding Alice's house.
Oh my God.
My eyes bugged out of their sockets, and suddenly dread filled my core. Once I got near the policeman, I rolled down my window and asked, "Excuse me, officer, what's going on? I'm supposed to be visiting my friend. She lives about 2 houses down." The officer, who was a nice-looking young black man with a small afro, looked at me with such a serious face that I knew something was wrong. "Ma'am, unfortunately, we have this entire area roped off because of an active investigation. Which address are you trying to get to?" I told the young officer Alice's address, and just as the address rolled off my tongue, his eyes turned to slits and he pursed his lips. "I'm sorry, ma'am. The person you're trying to visit suffered a serious medical emergency."
Ooh,
I clutched
did
my
she kill
mouth.
her?
"Alice?" "Yes, ma'am." "No, can't be. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry to tell you this, but she's currently en route to the hospital right now." Oh my God! Please, Lord, no! I cried as my hands trembled as I held onto the steering wheel. Which hospital is she going to? I believe Mercy right up the street. Lord, what happened? Did someone break into her house or something? I don't know the exact details, ma'am, but if you don't mind, you're currently blocking traffic. Just pull over to the side. Oh, Lord. I scrambled to pull my car over to the side of the street. I parked, got out of the car, and dashed down the block toward Alice's house. A small crowd of neighbors formed outside as I got closer to the house. The entire area had been roped off with yellow tape. Tears falling from my eyes. I couldn't believe what was going on.
That's crazy.
I searched the crowd of onlookers, hoping I'd recognize someone who knew exactly what happened. Then I spotted Marla, one of Alice's close neighbors who I also knew in passing. Marla! Marla! I called out as I dashed over to her. She appeared so visibly distraught I already knew something bad happened. Marla, what happened to Alice? Where is she? I asked as I lunged to her side. Sniffling and wiping her eyes free of tears, she replied, Apparently she had another heart attack and fell down her stairs and hit her head pretty badly. What? I yelled out, shaking my head. Who found her? One of her grandsons. Marla replied, sobbing as she wiped her nose with a piece of tissue.
Something's not sweet in the Kool-Aid.
I asked, my eyes beginning to water. I don't know, but the EMTs had to do CPR on her when they came. I hope she made it. This is just too much. I just knew she'd bounce back from her heart attack. Oh, Lord, poor Alice. Marla cried, shaking her head. Clutching my chest, I damn near was about to faint. Everything around me began to spin, and I had to quickly gather myself. This was all too surreal.
Did she kill this woman?
Chapter 20. Seemed like the entire world was falling apart before my very own eyes. I stood next to Marla in complete shock. I did this. I just know I did this. I just kept thinking to myself that I was responsible for all of this. Shivering and in total fear. I didn't know what to say or what to do. Okay, well, I'm gonna head to the hospital, I told Marla as I took off running back to my car. Once I got inside, I whipped out my phone and went through my recent calls. I didn't see a phone call at all from Sade. Then I went through my text messages. My eyes exploded with angst when I saw I hadn't even sent a text message to Alice.
Alexa, pause. I cannot take this. I cannot ask you to call her doctor and told her you killed her. You at the top of the list.
No.
It's either her or Lamar at this point, because those two are fishy. The Kool-Aid is sour.
First of all, y'all, let me tell you something. even if I'm thinking I'm having hallucinations that I just killed somebody, I would never admit it out my mouth. Let me tell y'all something. I was never telling nobody that I thought that, seen it, heard it, nothing. It was never leaving my consciousness. It was never leaving the confines of my mind. Because, like Shay just said, you're numero uno. You're number one on the list now. Because you already told somebody that you did that. Okay. All right. And I was thinking that. I said, I wouldn't have when she said it to the doctor, I said, I wouldn't have told her that.
I thought that too. I'm not telling you anything until I lay eyes on Alice. Nothing happened.
But even if, right? Even if.
Oh yeah, because you can get committed for that.
That's what I'm saying. I said, even if it was a hallucination, I was never telling anybody that because they was going to lock me up immediately.
And anything happens to Alice, I'm going to be on the list.
Right, because technically, by law, she does have to admit you to a hospital or something because you are a danger to other people.
And this is not the first time you've hallucinated?
And this is not the first time she's hallucinated, no.
She was humping the hell off the gym floor just last week. First of all, I'm not mad at this look that I just did. Should I add shimmer or should I leave it?
Yes.
Yes to the shimmer. Oh wait, yes to the shimmer. But all right, Alexa, play.
Oh, Lord, I'm going crazy, I cried, my scream echoing out onto the street. My hands still trembling, I quickly started up Paulette and headed down the street to Mercy Hospital. I didn't give a fuck about running through stop signs or red lights. Mercy Hospital wasn't that far away from Alice's house, so about a good 5 minutes later, I swiftly pulled into the parking lot. Once I parked, I ran through the lot like a madwoman, catching the attention of a few folks passing me by. I rushed through the double sliding doors of the emergency room, and then jetted straight toward the receptionist girl who was sitting at the check-in desk. I'm here to see my friend, Alice. She was just brought here not too long ago, I panted, trying my best to gather myself. Calm down, ma'am. Just relax. What's her name again? Alice. Alice Brown. The receptionist, some portly, dark-skinned girl with a short afro, quickly typed away on her computer as she searched for Alice's name in her system. Okay, well, she was just admitted, ma'am. And right now, no visitors are allowed. Just please wait in the lobby area, and then if the family grants permission, you can visit her, the receptionist said. Bitch, that's my friend. You gon' let me see her. I suddenly exploded as I got close up to the girl's face. Ma'am, please calm down and get out of my face. What in the hell is wrong with you? Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a security guard running toward me. Hey, what's going on over here? Calm down, ma'am. I'm here to see my friend, and this fat-ass hoe won't let me. I just knew my face was filled with red and rage. Ma'am, calm down, or we're going to have to ask you to leave, the security guard said as he tried to pull me away from the desk. Let me go! I snapped as I slapped his hands off my shoulders. Fine, I'ma sit and wait, but you gon' let me see my friend. I didn't know what came over me, but I was quickly losing all my marbles. Everyone inside the emergency room's waiting area had their eyes on me. Then this sudden sense of embarrassment and regret came over me. Quickly finding a seat all the way over in a quiet corner, I sat down and held my head in my palms as I began crying. I just kept thinking to myself how I was responsible for all of this. I had to be. But the problem was I just couldn't quite remember how any of it transpired. Nothing was adding up at all. I couldn't even put together the right sequences of events of how this entire day transpired. Everything was all muddled and jumbled together. Honestly, at this point I was more terrified of losing my mind than Alice's condition. Some 15 minutes later, I saw Sade along with a few of Alice's grandbabies frenziedly rush through the doors of the emergency room. Hey, where my granny at? Charles, one of her grandsons, screamed at the top of his lungs. I suddenly flew out of my seat and ran over to them. Sade, I called out to her. Sade suddenly rushed into my arms and began
The daughter could have did it too.
Where's Mama?
I
don't know. That heifer wouldn't let me in the back. I angrily spat, looking straight at that rotten-ass girl sitting behind the check-in desk. I've been waiting for what seems like an hour. Miss Brown's family? I suddenly heard a soft voice. I spun around and some white blonde nurse looked at us with this stiff look on her face. Yes? Sade managed to squeeze out as she wiped her face free of tears. Please follow me, the nurse said, holding on to a clipboard. Where's my mama? Is she okay? Sade cried out, her entire body shuddering. Just please, follow me. The doctor would like to speak to you all, she said as she then led us out of the waiting area and into the actual emergency room. I gulped out of fear that we were about to get delivered some horrible news. We followed the nurse in a solemn fashion.
You should be
She then escorted us into what was another waiting area, but this one was much smaller and private. This was just bad. So bad I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle all of this.
Alice did.
My stomach quivered, and this horrible, dreadful nausea came over me. Immense guilt baptized my mind, and I just knew at any moment the doctor was going to walk in and tell us that Alice had passed. "Why don't you just tell us what happened?" sobbed Belinda, another one of Alice's grandbabies. As I sat there taking in the somber moment, the door to the private waiting room opened. I glanced up thinking it was going to be the doctor, but it wasn't.
It's Lamar.
It was none other than Lamar himself.
He killed her.
My mouth dropped open a bit when I scanned him up and down. Completely frozen, he looked at me. Our eyes locked together. This was not how I wanted to have a reunion with this man. Oh gosh, I could only imagine what he would think if he knew that I was the one responsible for what had happened to Alice. "Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. I just got a call and found out what happened. Did we get any updates from the doctor?" Lamar asked as he scanned the room looking for an immediate answer. "No, we just got here and we were escorted to this room," Sade said. "We're still waiting for the doctor and we have no idea what's going on." "What exactly happened?" Lamar asked as he walked into the room and stood almost right in front of me. My heart was beating so fast and this intense nausea began to burgeon deep down in my stomach. Gosh, this man was so sexy. If we were in the situation we were in right now, I'd pull his pants down and begin to suck his dick with the quickness. You hear me? Stop.
Lord have mercy.
Stop thinking that. That is horrible. I thought to myself, trying to quickly stamp out those crazy thoughts. Lamar stood there holding his chin, looking very concerned. I cleared my throat, and just as I was about to say something to him, the door to the room opened, and this time some Arab-looking man with a white coat on strolled in. "Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Abdul Aziz."
Please.
"Where's my mother?" Sade bawled. "Sorry for the delays. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. Miss Brown didn't make it. She passed away a few moments ago." Sade screamed as she suddenly fell out onto the waiting room floor. Alice's grandchildren, too, exploded into tears. Nothing but loud, thunderous wailing filled the entire room. I sat back shaking my head no, as I couldn't believe any of what I was hearing. "Where is she?" Lamar sobbed. "Where in the fuck is my fiancé?" "She's upstairs in an IC unit. We tried our best to revive her, but she suffered another major heart attack and a major concussion to her head. We believe she went into cardiac arrest while she was walking down her stairs." "I kept telling Mama not to go up and down them stairs. I just kept telling her," Sade cried. I couldn't handle the combination of grief and guilt any longer. So without saying a word, I immediately shot up out of my seat and stormed out of the room. Feeling the urge to throw up, I had to find the closest bathroom. I was so nauseous I was getting dizzy, and as I tried to find the closest bathroom, I almost fell out. Trekking through the bright, chilly corridor of the emergency room, my hazy gaze landed on a small women's bathroom. I stormed in and immediately locked the door. I flew over to the toilet and threw up every single thing I had in me. I didn't care who had just sat their funky ass on the seat.
Oh my God.
My entire head was submerged in the toilet bowl. Some moments later, once the nausea and vomiting subsided, I managed to get myself up off the floor. Limping over to the sink, I stared in the mirror and began to cry uncontrollably. I killed her. My mind kept dwelling on the horrid fact that I was a murderer. I did this. I had it in me to go back into that room and explain just exactly what happened. I couldn't live with this type of guilt knowing that I probably had some weird hallucination because of that damn medicine and ended up killing Alice. Running some cool water in the bathroom sink, I washed my face and hands. Once I got done, I slowly made my way out of the bathroom and anxiously walked back to the room. As I got closer, I saw a group of police officers huddle around the room.
Ooh.
Lamar was standing by them talking to them. I must have caught their attention. They all looked at me with such serious faces. Oh, Lord, they must have figured everything out. They caught me. I didn't know how, but they must have found out I had been over Alice's place earlier. Chapter 21. My heart was racing like a horse at the Kentucky Derby. I approached Mr. Lamar, along with the officer standing guard. Lord Jesus, I can't believe all of this has happened. I feel so bad. I feel so horrible, I mumbled, clutching my chest out of angst.
She gonna clutch
Is everything
that chest.
all right? I asked one of the officers standing in front of me. Are you Miss Washington? The tall black policeman
Here we
asked,
go.
looking straight at me. I stood silent for a moment. Yes, I am. I then nervously responded as I knew exactly where his line of questioning was going. I'm a first responding officer who was on the scene. I have a few questions to ask, he said. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you in private. I could feel Lamar's eyes burning into me while the officer asked to speak to me in private. I looked at Lamar, and then he looked at me with this curious yet concerning gawk. Yeah, eventually he and I were going to have to talk. We had much to discuss, especially our past entanglement. Sure thing, officer, I said to the policeman, and then he escorted me off to a quiet corner of the emergency room. I'm so sorry to hear about everything that transpired. I'm sure that Miss Brown was a wonderful woman, the officer said as he pulled out a small notepad and pen from his shirt's front pocket. She surely was. She was a wonderful person, I replied, my voice low and sad. Shaking my head, I said, I just can't believe all of this happened. I'm just shocked by all of this. None of this seems real. I promise my questions won't take long, replied the officer. I just have some questions surrounding how the entire day transpired. I gulped. Oh, okay, no worries. Ask away. Oh, Lord, this was it. The police were gonna put two and two together and then arrest my ass for killing Alice. Lord, I wasn't built for no damn jail. From what I gathered from another officer on the scene, you were in the area to go visit Miss Brown when you found out what happened to her, correct? Yes, that's correct. Had you spoken with her earlier today? I don't recollect. I don't believe so. She and I had spoken the night before. We had planned to have lunch together earlier this afternoon. Okay, cool. The officer continued. Do you know if she had any issues going on with any of her family members? Do you know if she expressed any concerns about her safety? Oh. My brow raised out of confusion. No, not that I can think of. Alice just got out of the hospital recently. She had a major heart attack and was currently in rehab for it, I believe. That's what she told me. Okay, replied the officer as he continued to jot down a few more notes. Then he said, I'm only asking these questions because one of her neighbors said that she spotted your car earlier in the neighborhood. This was obviously before Miss Brown was found unconscious. Why were you in the neighborhood? I was riding around? Huh? I kept thinking to myself as I couldn't even recollect leaving my house. Oh, Lord. All of this was so confusing. I just didn't know what to say or do at this point, other than just go ahead and tell the officer the full truth about what happened.
Don't you do that.
I think I was.
Don't you do that.
I don't know, officer. I just don't feel right. I did something horribly wrong, I said, with my head lowered. What happened, ma'am? Were you there when Miss Brown fell? I looked up at the officer and had my lips. Something deep down inside of me told me to go ahead and let the young officer know exactly what happened, and that it was all just a horrible mistake. I didn't mean to kill my friend. Lord knows I didn't. I felt so ashamed that I let my mind slip away like this. All of this over me taking those crazy medications, clutching my mouth with my trembling hands. My lips parted open as I got ready to confess what happened. But just as I was about to fess up, another officer came storming down the corridor. Hey, we got a suspect. I was shocked. Totally shocked. This entire situation had been nothing more than chaos. A few hours later, I was now back at home in my living room.
Who's the suspect?
As I sat on my living room couch, my mind kept replaying all of the hallucinations I had earlier.
Alexa,
I know two of somebody's who it might be.
All right, so if y'all have been paying attention, the best friend is dead. Vernita hallucinated that she killed her, but she cannot confirm nor deny killing her. Mid-sentence, when she was about to confess to an officer, dummy, that she did it, another officer comes over and says, we got a suspect. I'm going to give you who I think is the person or the people. Kimani's going to tell me. I got somebody too. I think it's either Lamar or the daughter.
Yes. Okay, we're here.
We're mind melding here. Yes. Okay. It's got to be Lamar or the daughter, because something is off.
Something is off. But didn't I say from the beginning that Lamar was giving me shady vibes?
Yes.
Why would you want to take some lady to the Bahamas after only knowing them for 6 months?
To move permanently. He's
to marry and to move.
He's a trafficker. Alexa, play.
Just that. Hallucinations. And while I couldn't help but to feel a sense of relief, I still couldn't shake this intense remorse about how everything panned out. Apparently, I was hallucinating so bad that I did somehow make it out of my house, and I was in Alice's neighborhood. However, she and I never actually met up. I had sat in her driveway for a few minutes before I backed out and made my way back home. All of these weird details were told to me by the officers once everything had been pieced together. Apparently, they had camera footage of me from a few neighbors' houses. Also, Alice's house had a security camera as well. On the footage, somehow or another, I managed to make it back home. I must have been so zoned out that I went straight to bed and then continued on hallucinating.
You were never getting away with it.
I was having a whole ass conversation with her. Nonetheless, while I spazzed out thinking I was the one who may have harmed Alice,
who was it?
It truly wasn't me. As crazy and coincidental as it sounded, some young thug broke into Alice's house while she was still there. The police said a fight must have ensued and the young boy pushed her down the stairs. Luckily, Alice had a few cameras inside of her house, and once the police went back and retrieved the footage, they saw how everything went down. Poor Alice. Alice's story was so horrifying and tragic that it managed to make the nightly news. And that was what I was doing now in my dimly lit living room, getting ready to watch the news report rehash everything. This is Dale Harrington with ABC 7 Action News. I'm reporting live from the Bronzeville neighborhood where we have an unfortunate story that transpired.
Pause.
You basically not manifested, but you prophesized her death.
Prophesized. Come on, sister.
That is crazy. That is so crazy. Like, wow. I mean, granted, in your dream, you killed her yourself, but...
So, will we ever know the reason why What's-His-Face couldn't have a baby? Is Sade his baby? Blood test. Blood test.
Right, well, the world may never know now.
Alexa, play.
Afternoon. Police have in custody Jarquavius Miller, who is a suspect in the death of a longtime Bronzeville resident, Alice Brown. Police say that Jarquavius Miller, 22 years old, and also a resident of Bronzeville, broke into Miss Brown's residence this afternoon. Not realizing she was home, Mr. Miller engaged in a fight with Miss Brown and then pushed her down a staircase in her house where she suffered a fatal head injury. We've learned that Miss Brown recently suffered a major heart attack and had been recently released from the hospital. From what we've gathered, a concerned neighbor who went to go check on Miss Brown's well-being found her unconscious and immediately called the police. She was taken to Mercy Hospital where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Initially, police suspected her death was completely accidental due to a fall in her house. However, after retrieving security footage from inside of Miss Brown's home, police were able to capture in vivid detail all the events that led to Miss Brown's death. Mr. Miller, who prosecutors now say will be charged with first-degree murder along with a host of other charges, was easily identified on the footage and taken into custody. Mr. Miller has yet to confess to the crime. However, Miss Brown's family, friends, and neighbors are relieved to know that justice was immediately served. This is a devastating blow to the Brown family. Back to you, Chuck. Now that my mind was starting to get a grip again on reality, I had come to the full, bittersweet realization that Alice was gone. Yes, all of this was real. My sweet Alice was gone.
Gone.
I didn't even get a chance to see her at the hospital. And truth be told, I didn't even know if I was prepared to see her lying dead in a hospital bed. Oh well, poor Alice. I just wondered at this point, who was gonna get the body? Lord, I just hope they didn't send her down to Bates' funeral home because they did a horrible job on Clarence. Tears falling down my face. I had to cut the television off and get this craziness out of my mind. Ooh, Alice, child, I'm so sorry this all happened to you. I kept sobbing and shaking my head. Truth be told, I wish this was all just one big hallucination. Why, Lord? Why? Why are you doing this to me? I just don't know how I'm gonna make it. I needed something to cool my nerves down immediately. And the only thing I knew that would calm me down and help me sleep tonight was some good old reefer. Funny how I thought I had called my dealer up earlier to give me some green. Just a hallucination. But child, I knew I didn't have any in my house because that stuff would have had my house smelling so loud. I made my way into my bedroom where I had my phone charging on the nightstand. I ran through my contacts hoping I still had that young boy's number saved. Hakeem was his name. I swore I deleted his number, but I was blessed to see that I still had it. Thank God. But just before I was about to dial his number, my doorbell began going crazy in the bedroom and then made it to my front door, immediately looking out the peephole. My entire gaze widened to the heavens when I saw none other than Percy standing there with his arms folded. He then began pounding on the door. Vanita, open up.
The young dude.
I know you in there, he yelled. Percy, what in the hell are you doing over here? Just open up. I need to talk to you. I stood there frozen, wondering what in the fuck he wanted with me. Ain't no way in hell I was gonna open that damn door. Not now, not never. Especially after all the shit he put me through. Percy, I ain't got time for your bullshit. I ain't in the mood. Just leave. Go run back to wherever the fuck you came from. Vanita, please. I miss you. He cried. I continued looking out the peephole, watching him damn near look like he was about to break all the way down. Please, baby. I know I fucked up. Just let me in because I really need to talk to you. I've been going through some things. Please.
I need y'all to normalize telling people.
Percy, no.
Please.
No. I ain't got time for any of your mess. I'm not feeling well and my friend passed away today. So please, just go home. Vanita, please. He cried. You know you miss me. I missed you.
Kill him.
I've been thinking about all these months. I missed your smile, your smell. I missed the way you used to tell me everything was gonna be alright when I was locked up. I'm in a bad place right now, and I just need someone to talk to. He kept begging and begging, but I just wasn't ready to hear any of his goddamn bullshit.
You better not, because your friend just died.
The more enraged I became. I had it in me to really let that nigga know how I really felt. Percy, get the fuck away from my goddamn door right motherfucking now. How dare you come over here this time of the night begging me to come in and talk? Nigga, are you crazy? You got some motherfucking nerve, especially after you went off and got some young bitch pregnant. How dare, bitch? Open up this motherfucking door now, or I'm gonna go and run and tell you a little secret about Clarence. I gasped. My eyes shot open with surprise. I didn't know what to say, or honestly how to respond. Flustered, I slowly moved my hand to the doorknob, still hesitant to open up the front door and let this trifling, no-good-ass nigga into my house. But he sounded so serious, and I didn't want to take a risk of him running his mouth.
What did you do to Clarence?
I grunted in a low tone to myself. I then unlocked the front door and opened it.
She deserves nothing.
He stood there for a second and produced the biggest smile of life. He scanned me up and down. Yeah, I knew that would get your motherfucking attention. But damn, baby, you still looking good, I see. Chapter 22. Get your ass inside, I roared. yanking him inside, then slammed the front door shut. He waltzed into the foyer looking around. Damn, baby, smells good up in here. What kind of candles are those?
Lord have mercy.
You know my baby mama make candles now.
My baby mama make
candles? As he continued
candles.
to stand there, I instantly grew disgusted with every aspect of his appearance.
My baby mama make candles.
Why on earth did I ever get involved with this fool?
Kill him.
Oh, I forgot. That medicine. God damn it. Last time I saw Percy, he was looking a tad rough. But now, he just looked like complete shit. He even put on a good 50 or 60 pounds. This nigga looked like he hadn't been to sleep in over a month. The circles he had under his eyes were even more pronounced. To top it off, the nigga had on an old-ass faded black t-shirt riddled with holes, some faded jeans, and a pair of sneakers that looked like he had borrowed them from some homeless motherfucker on the streets. Even worse, now that I was only feet away from him, he reeked of shit, piss, and alcohol. He knew he was foul as fuck for coming up in my house smelling this way. Percy, enough of this shit. What in the hell do you want to talk about? Well, since I did a favor for you them years back,
oh my God,
he said, rubbing his hands together, it's time for you to do the same for me.
Oh my God.
A devilish grin came over his face as he made his way over into the kitchen. Without even asking, he opened the fridge and poured out a carton of orange juice. What favor are you talking about, Percy? I played dumb. I didn't want to rehash old memories. Percy slammed the fridge door shut, then strolled back over to me in this very cocky fashion. I just had it in me to go grab my phone and call the police on the nigga, but knowing Percy was probably very serious with his threat, I didn't want to take that risk. Besides, I didn't believe in calling the cops on black men, especially someone like Percy. Bitch, don't stand there and play fucking stupid. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You old, and you might be losing parts of your mind, but you're not that old and forgetful to suddenly forget about how you killed Clarence.
Oh my God.
Percy, I have no idea what you're talking about. Now you just need to get up out of my house right now. Bitch, if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, then why the fuck did you let me in? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Standing there shivering, I pointed toward the front door. Leave, now. Percy let out a light chuckle. Fine then, I'll just run over to the police station and confess to everything. Still holding on to the carton of orange juice in his hand, he suddenly tossed it off to the side, spilling juice everywhere. Oh no, the fuck you didn't. Clean that mess up right now, and then get the fuck out of my house. But you got more to worry about than orange juice on your carpet. Percy laughed. Then he stood there and placed a finger on his chin. But now that I think about it, you do gotta worry about your carpet. The carpet between your legs. Yeah, bitch. That shit finna get took when you get locked the fuck up. Then again, other than a desperate bulldagger bitch, who the fuck wanna munch on some old ass pussy? Fine. What do you want, Percy? I gave up. I had to. I just wanted to do what I had to do to get this nigga up out my house and out of my life for good. It just better not be anything crazy. I'm trying to hit a lick, but the nigga I'm trying to get at is hard to get to. My eyebrow raised in confusion. What does that mean, Percy? Now you know I don't know any of those words you young folks be using and shit. It means I'm trying to rob a nigga. That's what the fuck it means. Rob? Shaking my head furiously. I wasn't down to be a part of any of Percy's foolishness. This nigga was absolutely out of his mind if he thought I was gonna help him rob somebody. Percy, do you hear yourself? You wanna rob someone? Nigga, you just got out of jail not too long ago for this same mess. You wanna go back? Bitch, I don't give no fucks about no goddamn prison. I just wanna get back at this nigga for playing me. Ah! I threw my hands up in the air out of frustration. Percival! I'm about to be 77 years old and you want me to help you rob someone? Why can't you just do right for once in your life and get a job and save your money? I lunged up into his face and continued yelling to the top of my lungs. If I didn't lower my voice, I just knew I was going to attract the attention of some neighbors. But see, you always want to get this fast money. Selling drugs, robbing folks, stealing cars. Who in the fuck really raised you? Some damn banshees at the zoo? Your rotten ass mammy ought to be ashamed of herself. Out of nowhere, Percy's fist came crashing right onto the middle of my face.
Like, what did you expect?
I instantly blacked out and collapsed to the floor. All I saw were glittery stars cast among darkness.
Please.
I slowly opened my eyes, and as hazy as my vision now was, I clearly made out Percy hovering over me. Bitch, don't you ever in your motherfucking life ever bring up my mama again. He leaned down, then whipped out a gun from the back of his waist. My eyes instantly widened even more when he aimed the barrel right at my forehead. He leaned further down, then growled, "Now open your mouth, you old nasty-ass bitch." Percy, I stuttered, as tears escaped my eyes. Why are you doing this to me? How in the hell am I even gonna help you? Bitch, you're gonna help me as I see fit. And if you don't, I might just skip all the putting your dark secrets out there. It would just blow your motherfucking brains out. Now open your mouth. He jammed the gun to my lips, and I slowly opened my mouth. He then shoved the gun deep down in my mouth, damn near choking me. He yanked me off the floor, then dragged me over to the couch, still keeping the gun shoved down my throat. Now you feel that? If you keep giving me mouth, I swear to God I will pull this trigger and splatter your brains all over this damn couch. He continued, "Now this is what the fuck we gonna do. You're gonna go get yourself cleaned up and then fix me something to eat.
Oh, no.
I ain't had a nice home-cooked meal in a minute. I want oxtails, yellow rice, greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, and something sweet on the side. Then, after you get done cooking, I'm gonna fuck your brains out. Then, after we get done fucking, you gonna shower up, put on a nice outfit, and then we're gonna drive out to Orland Park where this fuck nigga at. I'll tell you more details when we get out that way."
No, you're
he
not.
pulled the gun out of my mouth, then wiped the barrel on the couch. Now get to it, bitch. I'm hungry as fuck. Trembling and crying, my face all the way down to my lower torso filled with intense pain. My stomach bubbled nausea from all the anxiety. "Percy, I want to help you. Lord knows I do. Can I just give you the money?" "Nah, you ain't got the money to even get close to what the fuck I'm trying to get out of this nigga." "Percival, please. I'm going through a lot right now. My friend, the one you scared away that one time, she died today and I'm dealing with a lot." His eyes turned to slits. "Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I ain't got nothing to do with my money. Besides, like I said, I just know you ain't got the cash to help me out, and you shouldn't have to give it to me either." "Percy, please, baby, just tell me what happened. What did this man do to you?" "This clown-ass nigga stole from me. I gave this nigga like $200K to flip for me, and he stole every single penny, and now won't give it back." "Why?" "'Cause the fuck nigga a liar. I should have known there was something dirty about that nigga. Even my baby mama told me to just stick with what I know. But no, I wanted to do shit the legit way. I trusted that nigga, and this how he did me in? Who is the man? How did you even meet him?"
It's Lamar.
Percy smacked his teeth. He used to be a retired basketball player for the Bulls. Nigga named Lamar Spikes. He into real estate investing or some shit now. My eyes widened with surprise. Did he just say what I thought he said? Lamar Spikes? Is he bald head and kind of like dark brown skin with a goatee? Yeah, that nigga. Fuck nigga owns an insurance company or some type of investment company, some shit like that. I gave that nigga my money to flip. He said I could make $1 million in a few weeks, but then he ran some game on me and told me something happened in the stock market and all my money went away. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This was just too much for me to handle. Too much of a coincidence. Percy, that was my friend's fiance. Percy suddenly became enraged again. What? Percy, look, just calm down. This is too much of a coincidence. But that was my friend's fiance. She died today.
Nah,
How?
he killed her for the insurance money.
Some young boy broke into her house trying to rob the place, but he didn't realize she was home. She was there and they got into a fight. He pushed her down the stairs and she hit her head pretty badly. She had just come home from the hospital too for a heart attack. Nah, This shit don't sound like some motherfucking coincidence. Percy's eyes suddenly amplified with rage. Shit sound like you in on it too. You and that nigga. You must have fucked that nigga too. Percy, please calm down.
Well?
Bitch, you fucked him. Yeah, you did. I can see the fucking guilt written all over your face. No, I didn't, Percival. Now stop it and lower your voice. I yelled at the top of my lungs. Oh, Lord. The neighbors were going to for sure hear all of this fussing and carrying on we were doing. Yeah, I was lying, but I'd be damned if I was going to admit to that. Stop calling me that, bitch. Then, without hesitation, Percy yanked his gun back out and aimed it right at my head. Immediately frightened, I threw my hands up in the air. Percy, no! Stop it! Fuck you, lying asshole. Percy, no! You gotta stop this right now! You're losing your mind! Just calm down! You in on it with the nigga. Makes all the fucking sense now. Your ass set me up. I had no idea what the boy was talking about. I really didn't. Tears mixed with sweat drenched my face as I continued begging Percy to calm down and get the gun out of my face. Bitch, I swear to God I'll kill you on my mama's grave if I find out you fucking that nigga. Percy, please.
What's they gotta do with
I
this?
swear I ain't messed with that man. I don't believe. Percy, no!
Oh.
Chapter 23.
This how I know I get
literally
already. Because
saw
I
my
know like I was
entire
doing
life flash before my eyes. Baby, I swore I had already made it to the pearly gates. But within seconds, my strained eyes slowly opened and there Percy was standing before me, his gun still aimed at my face. The next bullet I fire is going straight into your brain. Now get the fuck up and go fix me something to eat. I'm tired of playing fucking games with you. He grabbed me by my arm, then snatched me off the couch, dragging me into the kitchen. Percy, I don't have no oxtails and other ingredients. I gotta go to the store, and everything is closed now, I told him. This boy was absolutely out of his fucking mind. Who in the hell even expected that type of dinner this late at night? Bitch, motherfucking Jewel Osco open 24/7, and Walmart still open too. Percy, it's almost midnight and I'm too tired. I'll cook for you tomorrow. Once again, Percy aimed the gun at me, and this time I ducked down on the floor and covered my face. I knew now he was certainly going to put a bullet in me. Bitch, do you think I'm playing with you? 3 loud pounds came from the front door. Vernita, is everything okay? My eyes widened with fear as I knew that had to be Mr. Kilpatrick from next door. I wasn't quite sure, but I was certain that was him. God damn it! I just knew someone was going to hear that gunshot. Suddenly, both of our heads turned toward my townhouse front door. We were obviously caught by surprise when we heard what I knew had to be Mr. Kilpatrick continuously banging hard on the door. See, I done told you all this screaming and fussing was going to get the police called on us, I yelled at Percy. Fuck. Percy then lunged at me, grabbed me off the kitchen floor, and dragged me toward the foyer. Feet away from the front door, he pulled me close into his face and said, "Answer the motherfucking door and tell whoever the fuck it is that everything is okay." Oh, okay, I muttered back to him. Following his stern instructions, I quickly put on a face of fake calmness, wiped my face, and then coolly sauntered over to the front door. I looked out the peephole and saw that it was Mr. Kilpatrick. He kept pounding on the door. "Vernita, is everything okay? Are you okay in there?"
Like, what are you expecting?
Mr. Kilpatrick,
You hear a gunshot.
I'm fine. I just dropped some pans. That's all. That sound didn't sound like a pan. Sounded like a gunshot. Are you certain, Vernita? I can call the police if you need me to. I heard some loud arguing as well. I looked over my shoulder. Percy was standing a good 2 feet away from me. He growled, "Tell that cracker to get the fuck away from the door or I'ma blow his head smooth off." Shivering, I looked back into the peephole. "Mr. Kilpatrick, I promise you, everything is fine. Just go on home now." "All right, Vernita." Mr. Kilpatrick responded, and within a few seconds he strolled away from my door. I took a deep breath and then exhaled. However, my nerves were still running high with anxiety. Percy then lunged at me and dragged my ass right back into the kitchen. Now get to cooking, ho. A nigga's fucking starving. Percy,
I
just told you I don't have that type of food up in my house right now. God damn, fine. Just go to the room and get naked because I want some pussy. Percy, please. I'm just not in the mood for any of this right now, baby. Can we please just simmer down? Maybe have a drink and go to bed or something? No, bitch. I want some pussy. Now go before I go to fuck off again. Fine. I didn't want to keep going back and forth with his crazy ass. Percy smacked his teeth. Yeah, better be fine. Raggedy ass old hoe.
Okay.
Probably was missing his dick anyways.
Please.
Just as I was about to walk down the hallway and make my way into the bedroom, I froze for a moment and pondered on something. I looked at Percy and said, "So you would really go to the police and tell them what I did, huh?" Percy looked me up and down in a very nasty manner. Yes, the fuck I would. In a motherfucking heartbeat. He shrugged his shoulders. It is what it is. He chuckled, then began taking his clothes off right there in the living room. I was disgusted seeing how flabby he'd gotten. Let me run and take a quick bath just to wash up, I said, and made my way into the bedroom. Just before I was about to make my way to the bathroom, I froze when my eyes landed on something on my nightstand. I smiled, knowing that this one thing would immediately get me out of this crazy, fucked up situation with Percy.
Is it a gun?
Great.
I stood in the mirror, checking myself one last time before I made my way into the bedroom. If I was going to fuck Percy, then child, I was going to do it the right way. Hell, why not make the best of the moment, right? Makeup was on point, had my hair put up in a nice bun, pussy washed, sanitized, and shaved. I was ready to get this shit over with, so I quickly slipped into my robe and sprayed some light perfume on my body.
Please.
Thank God I took a quick shower too, because I had been out all day, and the last thing I wanted was this nigga to complain that my coochie stunk.
Please.
I sauntered into the bedroom, and there I immediately saw Percy, already laying in the bed completely naked. I stood there for a second and threw him a nervous smile. Then I took the robe off, letting it slip quickly to the bedroom floor. Now I stood before him completely naked, his eyes widened. Yeah, you still looking right, old ass hoe. Now come jump on this dick.
Excuse me.
Slowly making my way over to the bed. I kept smiling at him, not saying anything.
She finna kill him.
Once I got in the bed,
She finna kill him.
I crawled on my knees toward him.
She finna kill him.
He slowly parted his legs open while he played with his soft dick, trying his best to get it hard for me. But I was about to get it hard for him so he can enjoy this pussy for one last time. And just like that, without even saying a word, I began to suck on his soft dick until I got it super hard. Stroking up and down on his shaft, I began blessing him with the wettest head of life.
Oh my God.
Sucking dick was truly a talent of mine. I just loved the way a dick tasted in my mouth.
Okay.
Ooh. Percy groaned as he pulled my head back, trying to put a swift break to my head game. Holding his spit-covered shaft, I looked up at him, smiling, not saying a word.
She gonna cut it off?
Oh, you back to that nasty
She
shit.
gonna cut it off? Is she gonna Lorena Bobby?
Yeah, well, now I want you to eat my ass. Nigga, what? Oh, hell no. I thought to myself, but I wasn't going to lose my life protesting. So, without hesitation, I began to suck on his dick again. Then I slowly made my way down his shaft toward his balls. I licked on him for a few seconds before I migrated my tongue down his taint. I closed my eyes and wasn't quite ready for what I was about to possibly smell or taste next.
And he stink, y'all.
Percy spread his legs open and then slightly tooted his ass up in the air. Oh, God, save me. But then I had to do what I had to do. I suddenly dived my tongue in his ass and began to slobber up all around his booty hole.
Alexa, pause. My God, on today. Only she took a bath. And she said in her words, smelled like Garbage truck juice. Concentrate, if you will.
Yo.
And he talking about, so eat my ass? Like, somebody cue Sukihana.
You was gonna have to shoot me.
You would have had to kill me.
You was gonna have to shoot me. You like...
Because he clearly homeless.
Cut the cameras. Take me off the show.
Kill us. I'm gonna kill us.
Cut the cameras. Listen, the man wouldn't even pass the threshold of my door personally, but this scenario here was
outrageous. Egregious.
It was never gonna fly.
What you mean? Eat my ass. Excuse me? To whom are you speaking?
First of all, the man requested oxtail.
Oxtail and yellow rice.
I wish I deep it right now. Oxtail in the middle of the night.
I mean, I could go for some oxtail right now too. A little plantain. A little cabbage.
I'm about to whip up oxtail.
Out of nowhere.
Immediately. Oxtail cooks for hours.
I think this author has a thing with oxtails. All right. You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Let me adjust my crown, because Heavenly Father. Alexa, play.
Fighting back the urge to want to throw up.
Hello.
I was somewhat relieved to know this boy didn't smell like shit, nor did he taste like it. Oh shit, yeah, keep eating that ass, you nasty bitch. Just like that. Percy moaned as he grabbed my head. He pushed my head deeper into his ass, and I just let go and went to devouring that ass like it was my last meal before dying. A good minute later, although it felt like 20, he pulled my head up. Now come jump on this dick, he said as he grabbed my arms, pulling me closer to him. I saddled on top of him, spread my legs, and let his dick slide up in me. I couldn't lie. I hadn't had some dick in a minute, and although I was fucking him under strange, dangerous circumstances, his dick was feeling mighty good up in me. A part of me felt relieved from everything that had went down earlier. However, I still couldn't get flashes of Alice out of my head. As I bounced on the dick, and Percy dug deeper and deeper up in me, stretching my walls out, I tried to blank out all of the craziness. But now all I saw were flashes of red. Everything around me became completely blood red. Do it, Vanita. Do it, girl.
She finna kill him.
This horrid anxiety bubbled up in me, but the voice in my head kept urging me to go ahead and do what I had to do. With his eyes wide open, he stared deep down into mine. He gripped my waist. Why you ain't saying shit? He groaned as he kept digging my guts out. I didn't say anything back. A big smile stretched across my face as I kept bouncing on the dick. I could feel myself creaming all over his shit. I slightly leaned down and planted my head toward the side of his face. He grabbed my ass and kept pounding me out. Come on, I know you feel that shit. Take this dick, bitch.
Oh my God.
Grabbing my ass even harder. He kept fucking me hard. Damn near tearing into my uterus. I was slightly moaning, but I didn't want to get too ecstatic. And that was because, unbeknownst to Percy, I was about to kill his motherfucking ass.
Hello?
While my head still rested on the side of his as I rode him, my eyes were glued to the letter opener I had sitting next to some pieces of mail on my nightstand. I slowly extended my hand out and grabbed the letter opener. Fuck me harder, baby! I screamed out to distract him. And then, in a flash, I shot up and without hesitation drilled the letter opener right into the side of his neck. I took the opener out of the gash and kept stabbing him in the same spot, and then tossed the letter opener off to the side. Ah! Percy cried out as he grabbed his throat, blood spraying all over the place. I was so zoned out that I wasn't even nervous anymore. As I sat on top of his quaking body, he held tight to his neck with both hands as he choked on his own blood. See what you made me do? You don't fuck with me! I yelled at him as I watched him bleed out from his neck. Yelling and screaming, blood continued to gush all over the place. His blood even splattered all over my face and torso, dripping down my titties. You bitch!
Sir.
He painfully muttered, as blood continued to drain out of his body through the big gaping hole in the side of his neck. A huge ocean-like puddle of blood formed in the bed, drenching my entire white Egyptian cotton sheets. I simply smiled. Right in hell, motherfucker. I carefully climbed off his motionless body, then hurried into the bathroom. Soon as I flew through the bathroom door, I was hit by a bloody reflection of myself in the mirror. Wow, I groaned under my breath. I really snapped. My entire body was damn near painted in blood. Although my heart was racing, damn near ready to explode out of my chest, I was so calm. Hell, I was serene. Satisfied that I finally had the chance to get rid of that nasty, low-life motherfucker. I couldn't believe that nigga would threaten to spill all of my secrets. That nigga was really out of his motherfucking mind if he thought he was gonna come up into my residence and force me at gunpoint to get down with his nonsense he had going on with Lamar.
No,
Shit,
but what's
I didn't
going
even
on
know
with
if he
Lamar?
was telling the truth. But see, now I was gonna have to look more into whatever shenanigans he had going on with Lamar. I debated whether or not I should hop in the shower. I just kept staring at myself. I was still so enraged that nigga came up into my house and threatened that he'd run and tell the police what I did to Clarence. I wasn't gonna let him fuck with me like that.
You got too many
I
skeletons.
took good care of his ass when he didn't have shit. And this was his way of trying to get back into my life? No, fuck that. Fuck him and fuck Clarence. Yeah, so what? I killed Clarence. He had to go. And if I had it my way, I'd dig him up and kill him the fuck again. Matter of fact, I'll kill any nigga who dares cross me the wrong way. And I mean that. Nothing but the constant flashing of blue police lights filled my living room as I sat anxiously on the edge of my living room couch. Biting my nails, my entire body quaked with deep fear. Crying and sniffling, I was trying my hardest to muster out the chain of events that led to me defending myself against the armed and dangerous intruder rapist, Percy. And next thing you know, he just stormed in and told me to get naked. I resisted and tried all I could to defend myself, but he just overpowered me. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow, it's crazy.
This is truly unfortunate, but thank God you managed to survive. The detective who was interviewing me said as he rubbed my knee.
Alexa, pause.
He kept consoling me, telling me that everything was going to be all right and that there was no need to worry anymore. Thank you so much, detective. I'm just really terrified at all of this. I just don't know why he would do this to me, I said. He was always such a nice man to me. I understand. The detective, who was a light-skinned, slender young man with a nice face, continued to jot down notes in his notepad while an army of police officers scoured my entire townhouse for evidence. Some moments later, I saw the workers from the county morgue rolling Percy's lifeless body through the hallway. He was zipped up in a shiny black body bag.
Alexa,
I looked
pause.
at my shoulder, instantly getting nervous all over again as I saw them slowly pushing his body toward the front door. For a moment, I stared at the bag and saw Cook County Medical Examiner's Office written in blocky white letters on the side of the body bag. Well, Ms. Washington, uttered the detective, breaking me out of my horrid trance. I'm done asking all the questions I have for right now, but we are going to have to take you to the hospital for a full medical exam. We're also going to need to collect a rape kit for evidence. The paramedics are outside waiting for you. Hospital? The fuck for what? Can you all just give me this test right now? Why do I need to go to the hospital for that? I asked, as I didn't want to leave my house. Why, though? I told them everything they needed to know, and furthermore, it wasn't like Percy really raped me. No.
Yes, he did.
We need to make sure you are totally fine. Besides, we want the doctors to run a battery of tests on you just to confirm that there wasn't any transmission of sexual diseases, the detective explained. I winced. Fine. I'm just really still so upset about my friend. I don't know if I can go back to another hospital. Shaking my head, I let out some fake tears. This is just all too much for me. I understand, replied the detective, but we really have to run those tests. It's standard procedure. Fine, I huffed. I just need to take a shower to get this blood off me. I told him. No problem. When you change out of your clothes, leave them behind so the evidence technicians can also bring those with them, said the detective, who arguably was a very handsome man. He then patted me on my shoulder and stood up. He helped me up and then escorted me to my bedroom. Before I entered, I turned to him and planted a fake smile on my face. And what was your name again, Detective? Detective Coben. He smiled and then said, I'll meet you out front and then escort you to the ambulance. Fine by me,
Alexa,
I replied. Then
pause.
went inside my bedroom to grab my shit.
Alexa, pause. Alright, so this is the final look. We used the In the Buff palette from Beats by Deb. We used the Eternal palette from Gourmand Girls. The lashes are from Spike Beauty. On the cheek, we used a combo from Milk Makeup. They're, I don't know what you call these. But I attempted the Sunset Blush, so it's like pink to orange and then with the gold highlight. For contour, we used this LYS in the shade Courage. Also, this makeup by Mario, the Pink Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I actually like the way it came out. As far as the story, I feel like the story's kind of wrapping up. I feel like we're almost to the end. It's so many twists and turns in this last part of this video. I mean, of the story. I literally am like ready to listen to the rest of it, but I won't without you guys. I will wait another week and then we'll watch it and listen next week. But if you made it to this part of the video, I want to thank you so much. This is the end. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anytime you comment, I try my best to comment back to each and every one of you. But also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're going to be notified every single time I post a new video. Again, my name is Shay, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friend.
Julie, do the thing.